now we can see the front line in Ukraine as a front line defender in Europe. Europe is fighting for its own identity. 254 days have passed of this war, and the anti-European aggression of Russia is doomed, is destined to fail, and the European freedom will be guaranteed. Russia can still
Już tyle dni minęło.
employ different forms of terror. They still have enough missiles,
To jest
rockets and
agresja
bombs to kill people
antyeuropejska,
every
która
day and
musi się
provoke new
zakończyć.
difficulties for Ukraine and all the Europe. But we can say that they will never have something that they have their capital stake on, key stake on. And there is no split, there is no schism among Europeans. And we have to preserve this. So this is our mission number one. This year, Europe at last is busy disarming
Rosji nigdy nie uda się
Russia in terms
podzielić
of energy.
Europejczyków.
Russia cannot anymore weaponize energy. The European dependence on the supplies from Russia is diminished and should disappear. That will make less income for Russia from the sales of its natural resources. The price caps are very important. We hear about it. $60 or $70, that's what we hear. Undoubtedly, such words sound more like concessions. It's like a make-believe, but I'm very grateful to our Baltic colleagues, our Polish colleagues, for their proposals, quite reasonable ones, to set this cap at $30 per barrel. It's a much better idea, in our opinion, and I'm thankful that this proposal has been voiced and is being substantiated now. It's about time when we provide for such an achievement of Europe. And based on this and similar achievements, none of the potential enemies of Europe will be in position to blackmail our continent with the weaponized energy. Energy security and price security of Europe should be based from now on solidarity among European nations. And we have another very important result.
Nie możemy pozwolić sobie na wykorzystywanie surowców energetycznych jako broni na szantaż ze strony Rosji. Nasza polityka powinna opierać się na solidarności krajów Europy.
Its EU prospects, and that's the end of strategic ambiguity, which served as a source of instability for all the continent and
w tym momencie Ukraina jest kandydatem na członka Unii Europejskiej.
With the same speed as we gained our candidacy, we should start the talks on accession. When the destiny of Ukraine is now written on the wall, Ukraine is democratic. It will be that now free,
Ukraina obrała jasną ścieżkę jako kraju kandydującego do Unii Europejskiej.
And that means that Europe is here and will be here. So this is the long-term security for Ukraine.
Już wiadomo, że Ukraina będzie demokratyczna.
Security for all the continents. So based on these things we have
Ukraina taka jest i taka pozostanie.
We have to do one more thing, a very practical one at that. I have no doubt that sometimes we implement the Ukrainian formula of peace, Ukrainian peace formula to stopping the Russian aggression and dismantling the threats brought about by this aggression, brought to all Europe and all the world. Now we have to display our resilience and energy of Europe in the same way as the front line in Ukraine is now European. Reconstruction of Ukraine should become European revival, the biggest economic and humanitarian project of our generation, and the best opportunity for economic development of the European countries, and the best opportunities for the European companies, and the best impetus for the European production. Hence, this is the biggest potential for our joint social development. Implementation of this project has already started. When we redesign our energy to resist the Russian terror, that is a revival of Europe. When we build social residential areas, when we help our infrastructure and look
Musimy na
for
nowo
new
zaprojektować system energetyczny tak, aby był on odporny.
trades and manufacturing opportunities for Ukraine. We are looking and for them and finding them for all our cooperating parties, and that's the best way to make us all
Wspieramy infrastrukturę
stronger.
energetyczną,
And
szukamy
that
nowych
will overcome
rozwiązań.
the key challenge of this present day. We have to survive, live through this winter to be remembered. And we have to remember it not just with the shade of discontent, but the aspect of achievement
Musimy
and our
przeżyć tą
ability to
zimę.
protect ourselves against this
To
threat.
będzie zima,
For that
której
we
długo
have
nie
to
zapomnimy,
realize
będziemy o
the
niej
idea
pamiętać.
of Europe, united Europe at that. Very often I hear the same question: how Europe can help Ukraine? And of course, we are very grateful for that. But
Nie tylko dlatego,
whether
że
it
będziemy
will be
wspominać ją jako
correct
bardzo złą
to
zimę, wiele złych
formulate
rzeczy, które się
such a
wydarzyły, ale także
question
będziemy
in
dumni,
such
że
a
ją
way.
przetrwaliśmy.
Europe is helping itself. It's not about helping Ukraine
W jaki sposób Europa może pomóc
stand
Ukrainie?
against
Oczywiście jesteśmy
Russia.
bardzo
This is
wdzięczni.
helping Europe to stand against the same aggressor. It's not just in Ukraine that millions of people have no heating and no electric power because of Russia. We are talking about millions of Europeans who suffer from the Russian terror. It's not just Ukraine that is attacked by Russia aiming to break it. It's Europe, and we are all part of the same whole. It started with a dream, continued with politics, now it's our life, the Europe united. This is the key idea. There is no Ukraine that stands alone. Like Poland, Lithuania, Romania, Latvia, or Germany, or France, they cannot be separated from Europe. This is our continent.
Zjednoczona
This is
Europa
our
to
life,
kluczowa
and this
sprawa,
is
nie ma
our
Ukrainy,
way.
która idzie w pojedynkę.
And we have to cover this distance, this winter, this war together, all Europeans. I'm thankful to you for your attention.
Wszystkie
Thank
te
you
kraje
for
nie
your
muszą mieć,
unwavering
nie mogą iść
support.
oddzielnie, to
Glory
nasza
be to
wspólna
Ukraine.
sprawa.